Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about should you be chatting with more than one Filipina before you come out here, and vice versa, should a Filipina be chatting with more than one foreigner when they come out here. Stick around. Salamat. By the way, this breakfast, buko, fresh coconut, coffee, and breakfast here cost me 200 pesos, which is $4 US, with this view. Pretty inexpensive and pretty awesome. All right guys, so I'm over here at this cafe with a beautiful view, as you can see here, and drinking fresh coconut. Just had breakfast and coffee, and the whole thing cost me literally 200 pesos for the whole thing, so that's like $4 US. I want to talk a little bit about this topic because I've gotten lots and lots of messages from Filipinas and foreigners, and I got a couple interesting stories. The first one is a foreigner who, I get a lot of these messages, but he messaged me and told me that he was head over heels for this girl. Been communicating and chatting for about 10 weeks or so, and really she was the reason that he was coming out here. And just recently she ghosted him, so basically she stopped communicating whatsoever. She didn't block him as far as I know, but she has seen the messages. She hasn't chatted back with him, and now he's already got his plane ticket, he's got everything, he's coming out here, and he's kind of scrambling around, getting on the dating sites, and he wants to try to meet somebody with only a few weeks out. And this is why I say that it's a good idea to come out and, or beforehand, at least chat with a few people and be upfront and tell them, listen, I'm going to be chatting with a few people, and until I meet in person, then I don't want to promise anything, but I would like to meet in person and see what kind of chemistry we have, and kind of go from there. Okay, so anyway, he's now kind of scrambling around, and he's looking for somebody to meet, and he, like I said, he put all his eggs in one basket. She ghosted him, and usually when somebody ghosts somebody, which means no communication whatsoever, typically means that they're probably chatting with somebody else, or they've met somebody else. Maybe somebody else came out and they met first. Now, my other story is a bit kind of funny and interesting. It's a Filipina reached out to me, and I actually get a lot of Filipinos who reach out to me as well. And she said that, she asked me, she said, is this Gio the vlogger? And she contacted me on my Gio in the Philippines Facebook business page, and I said, yes, it is. And she said, are you with my boyfriend? I'm not going to mention any names or anything. And I said, and this was just when I was in Cebu for 3 days, and I had met several expats and hung out and grabbed a coffee, and I love meeting people, so that's not a problem. But she said, are you with my boyfriend? I said, who is your boyfriend? And she gave me the name, and I said, that doesn't sound familiar. And I looked back through all my messages, my emails. I've had no communication with this guy. I looked on Facebook, I wasn't friends with him. And she said, he said that he's hanging out with you today. So this guy actually used me as a alibi, to go do whatever he was going to do. And I was kind of in the middle of this. He's using me as an alibi, and she's asking me where is he, and I said, I don't know the guy. I've never contacted him. I'm not friends with him. He may be one of my viewers, but I don't know him, and I've never chatted with him. And anyway, she ended up telling me the whole story, and she said, well, she finally went over to his condo and found out from security that he was with another girl. And this is why I also tell Filipinas that if you are interested in meeting a foreigner, don't just chat with one, because you never know when one is going to flake out. Or a lot of times foreigners come out here and they will meet more than one girl. They will come out here and say, hey, I'm only here for 2 weeks. But in reality, maybe they're here for 4 weeks. And so the first 2 weeks they're with them, and then they pretend they're leaving the country or something. And then maybe they go fly off to Cebu or Manila and they go to their next destination and the next girl. I mean, who knows? Or somebody uses me as an alibi and meets somebody else. So that was kind of interesting. I've never had anybody use me as an alibi before, so it was kind of crazy. But it goes back to girls and guys. You should be upfront, and you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, and you really should be open to chatting more than one person. If you come out here and you meet a Filipina and sparks are great, and you want to spend all your time, then you can cancel the other meeting that you had. Or for Filipina, if the foreigner comes out here and things are great, and you can cancel chatting with everybody else as well. But have at least that first in-person meeting before you decide to just commit to just one. Now, I'm talking about committing on in person. Now, online, I don't really think it's a problem to chat more than one person as long as you're upfront about your intentions. Now, I did a video previously about, this is more for Filipinas, about guys who may never actually ever come out here. They may chat about it. They may say, you know, I'll be out here this year, and then something happens and then they can't come, and then they say, oh, I'll be there next year. I'll be out there next September. And it never happens for one reason or the other. So again, I don't think a girl should feel guilty about chatting with more than one foreigner, and sometimes foreigners are giving them empty promises about coming out here, and maybe they are just playing games. Maybe they're just looking for a chat mate, and maybe they want to come out here, but it just never happens. I'm gonna take a drink of my buko. Buko is coconut. So bottom line is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Chat with more than one person online. It doesn't mean meet tons of people, and date tons of people. It just means initially, when you're online, it's okay to chat with more than one person. Just be upfront and honest about it. And I think it's a much safer bet for both parties, Filipinos and foreigners. And then when you have the in-person meeting, you will see what happens, and you'll see if you have chemistry, and you can kind of go from there. You can either, if you don't have chemistry, you move on and meet the next person that you had chatted with, or the chemistry's great, and you stick with that person and cancel everything else. But anyway, I'd like to know your experiences. Has somebody ghosted you? Have you put all your eggs in one basket? You came out here and just wasn't what it was meant to be? And Filipinas, have you met somebody where you've chatted and they never come out, they keep ghosting you, or they just make promises and they never actually come out? So I'd like to hear about everybody's experiences, comments, questions. Let's have that discussion down below. I'm going to enjoy this view. I'm going to finish up my coconut. And again, look at this view at this cafe here. This is in Davao. And this cafe is called, what's the name of this cafe? The name? Lango Coffee Point? Lango. Longo Coffee Point. Here we have Longo Coffee Point.
Let's take it real soon.